As you probably have heard already, because I have no following at all, Charlie Kirk has passed away after being shot. And as a Utahn, I am offended that this happened in my backyard. I know that courtyard. I've been there multiple times. Long time ago, but I've been there. I am so angry and sad and just emotional that something like this, it could happen in my backyard. Charlie Kirk was a good person trying to do a good thing. And it happened here in Utah. I am taking that very personally. And I think this needs to be a wake-up call for all of us here in Utah. We need to do better. He died in a conservative state. That should not have happened. He should not have died. He should not have died here. But that's largely just my emotions talking. But I want you to listen to some stuff that's not just my emotions. Because all is not well in Zion. So, 606 Utahns died from overdoses last year. Utah has 1,160% increase in fentanyl deaths since 2014. And it's one of 5 states where overdose deaths increased while the nation improved. 290 fentanyl deaths in 2023 versus the 23 in 2014. And how many of us knew? How many of us cared? Utah ranks around 48th in mental health care access. Now, I'm not saying we need to provide free access to everybody, but we need to focus on the problems here at home. We have one of the worst rates of suicidal thoughts in America. Not the worst, but we are one of them. 37% of our high school students felt hopeless last year. Crisis teams got 5,200 calls, which was up from 1,300% in just 3 years. And yet, we still think we're different. Do you still think all is well in Zion? And the problems are just piling up. Homelessness is up 18% in 1 year. The air quality here in Utah, at least in some way, contributes to 2,500 to 7,000 Utahns annually. Our air is killing us here in Utah. And rape is 32% of our violent crime, which is 1.5 times the national average. While we all focus on how good we have it here in Utah, we're ignoring the problems that have made it be dragged down. What happened to Charlie Kirk, this isn't about left versus right. This is what happens when we have problems and we let them fester. We've been ignoring the smoke signals long enough, and we got a fire. we need to now address that fire and the root causes of it. This next part is my opinion, but this was to some extent caused by the lack of inattention of us Utahns, the lack of activism in us Utahns. We keep re-electing the same governor despite us knowing that he has problems. Is he perfect? No. Is there better options? Probably. I studied last election and I voted for somebody else because I knew we needed a change. And our current governor is not a person that supports change. The shooting at UVU needs to be our wake-up call for me as well as everybody else. And so that's why I'm making this video. All is not well in Zion. And it's time that we do something about it. We need to do better. We are so prideful about our culture of goodness and mercy. And yet, we let something like this happen in our backyard. These are my thoughts. Please share your thoughts below. What problems do you think that Utah is ignoring? And how can we fix them? Bye.